Greetings, everyone. Happy 2023 to each and every one of you. And of course, my first disclaimer is going to be that the true new year is around March 21st at the spring equinox. But in general, happy Janus Day and happy 2023 because our collective consciousness has agreed that this Gregorian calendar year is 2023 and 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3 equals 7. So we are in a number 7 energetic vibration collectively. Also, keep in mind you have your personal year number, which may be different and might conflict with that universal number 7 energy. And some of this energy and influence you might feel even stronger around the spring equinox of this year, around March 21st. But in general, let's look into the theme and predictions based on numerology and a little intuition of what will be most likely going on this year. Also, a lot of these principles go on every year, but the theme will be like under a magnifying glass. So these issues and things going on will be in HD, if you will. So let's see what's coming up. So the theme that we have, and I have my notes here because I write everything down before I speak. The theme is a deep dive into the subconscious and hidden knowledge. So in general, a lot of more people will be diving deeper, looking beneath the surface. This won't be a year of shallowness. This will be a year of depths. So all the small talk and meaningless conversation will be put to the side to whereas people want to go more within to figure out what's going on inside of them and what's going on in the cosmos in general. It will be a very powerful spiritual year. Lots ancestral spirit guide contact heightened, even for people that are not even into that type of thing. A lot of vivid lucid dreaming, and a lot of people going into their own consciousness, even those that are skeptical, having certain spiritual awakenings. One thing I want to say, and this is coming kind of at the spur of the moment as I speak off the top of my head, people need to be careful of, I guess, certain things that they use to alter their states of consciousness, like certain drugs or things like that, because they can actually get astrally stuck with the things that they're taking. People going into comas and things such as that. Beware of drownings and things. But let's not talk about all the bad stuff. Let's get into the good stuff based on my notes. Like I say, that particular information just came to me random as I'm talking to you on this private live stream. But let's get into the good stuff, starting with number 1. First of all, it will be a year of mind renewal and upgrade. You know how you have your laptop and it says it needs to update the system, and or you have your phone and it needs to do a factory update. This year our minds will be going through an upgrade and an update. Those who are willing and open to it, of those that do not want to live in illusion and confusion, kind of like the 7 of Cups energy. So it will be a year of mental renewal and upgrade. So your mental faculties are going to be going to the next level. There will be a level up or an enhancement in your mental faculties, an increase in IQ levels, if you will, an increase in spiritual IQ levels, strengthening and sharpening of intuition, and iron will sharpen iron this year, especially for those who are also going through a personal year number 7 along with the universal year number 7. So mind renewal and upgrade, mental system upgrade. And also this mind renewal, those who are willing to go through it, because it won't be all pretty and smooth. It will be some painful elements and some honest self-analysis we will have to do. This mind renewal can save your life. Those that want to avoid that mind renewal, because 7 can also deal with avoidance, those will be the people that go deeper off into their bad habits and addictions, drugs and illusions, delusions, and all of those different type of things. And, speaking energetically, those particular people could lose their life doing it that way. I just got through with my Patreon group talking about the Ori and the importance of taking care of your higher self for your mental health on earth. And we were talking about sweeping things under the rug and escaping through habits and drugs and having a room full of people, not to deal with your own personal loneliness and all those things. This year, escapism could cause some people's demise. Because also, if we look at the certain Odu that came up, and Odu is an energy in Ifa system. It was a prophecy that came up called Odiofun or Idiofun, and it talked about, loss of life for certain people due to Egbe, soul group activity, and also Ori activity, their head. So be very careful with the things that you take. Be careful with overdosing and pills and all of that type of stuff, because this is a year where people can drown in their sorrows, literally or metaphorically speaking, if you will. Let's see. Let me get back to my notes. So yes, your quality of life can improve based on your mental upgrade and renewal. If you are having problems in your friendships, your family, your marriage, it can go either way this year. If you choose to go through the lane of delusion, illusion, and escapism, you could lose everything. You could lose the things that matter to you and the things that you take for granted. But if you choose to take the difficult route of self-analysis, not looking just at yourself, but looking through yourself in the mirror, then you're going to go through an upgrade that is going to pay off exponentially by the time 2024 hits in the number 8 year. So it will be a spiritual prosperity and harvest for you if you invest in self-analysis and self-examination this year, and being honest about what is and what isn't, about your pluses and your minuses, your deficits and your assets. Number two, kind of talking about what I said about number one, mind renewal and upgrade. This mind and renewal and upgrade is going to come through self-improvement and self-investment, because 7 is it's an uneven number, if you will. So when you see number 7, it can kind of be like a number 1 energy, number 9 energy, where it's more time in solitude. Not that you're gonna be alone, but less is more in general. So your focus is going to be more on things that are going to better you mentally, financially, emotionally, socially, whatever it is. You're going to be more focused on what you need to do to make things better. Once again, it's a year of self-analysis and researching the problems under our own personal rugs and family rugs. So a lot of investment in self is going to pay off exponentially by next year, because I was just saying in the Patreon group, you can manifest all the money, the vacations, the clothes, the cars, the houses, the wife, the husband, the material things, and you won't enjoy it if you don't have peace. And that peace comes through self-analysis and self-examination and being honest with yourself about the pretty and not so pretty things going on within you and around you. So that's what's going to cause that mental upgrade more than anything else for those that are willing to do the work. Number 3, study, research, and investigation. A lot of people, whatever you're interested in, I'm not just talking about spirituality. A lot of people may find themselves wanting to go back and take classes, go back to college. If you want to be a doctor, it's going to be a year of intense study, of a lot of wearing comfortable clothes, not as dressed up. You got your comfortable clothes on the couch, sipping your Starbucks, and you're studying a book. Or if you want to master Reiki, or you want to master past life regression, hypnosis, whatever subjects and hobbies that you're interested in, this is a year where you're going to do a lot of study. You're going to be learning something new and a lot of mastery. It's time to not just know on the surface. It's time for us to dive deeper and master through repetition, like learning those things hands-on, not just reading from a book, but getting the experience and diving deeper. This is not a year of, I took a quick Google search and now I think I know. I watched YouTube University and now I know. This year you're going to be doing hands-on application with whatever it is that you are doing. We are all being called to dive deeper than just surface level knowledge of what we do. And it's going to be a year of experience, if you will. So study, research, and investigation. And with study, research, and investigation, that can also include people being nosy or people looking for information they have no business looking for, like going through your spouse's phone and things such as that. So it's a year where people are going to be searching for information. But the most rewarding information that you will be searching for is the information about yourself, like ancestral research, DNA research, soul research. Who was I in past lives? What is my future life looking like? What is my present life looking like? Those type of things. That's the best analysis more than anything else. If you're wasting your time and energy worrying about what the person next door is doing, or even your mate, then you are not investing in yourself. You're wasting your investment on other people and other things. that really have no ultimate concern, because at the end of the day, everything that's going on outside of us is a reflection of what's going on inside of us. And the 7 year will call for us to dive deeper what's going on in us. Like I was just saying in Patreon, I keep bringing up Patreon. When we have a mess and chaos around us, it's a reflection of what's going on in our head and in our heart. When we wake up and have things to complain about, it's a reflection of the unpleasant things inside of us that we need to fix. So everything outside of us is a reflection of what's going on within. So this is a year of examining that. Number 4, there will be more vacations, more opportunities for rest and sedentary activities to renew and rejuvenate the mind and body. This year, it's not that you won't have to work and put the application in like I was just saying, but this year, as far as hammering, less is more. You may find that you can get a lot done, accomplished, if you just kind of have peace of mind. You could get a lot of work done in the bed if you want to, in general, if you get up early enough, 5 a.m. or so, and get a lot still accomplished. So this is a year where you still need to relax more. It will actually do you better to get more rest this particular year than burning yourself out, because if you burn yourself out, that's when you make mistakes. That's when you can that's when you can have a bad attitude for customer service and things like that. So make sure you're getting enough rest in between and in the midst of doing your work. Do it restfully. I was just telling my people also in Patreon, do the worst things first. The things that you really don't want to do on your to-do list day by day. Get all the unpleasant chores done first so you can enjoy and peacefully move through the things that you want to do and you enjoy doing. So all those work tasks, get those done earlier in the day so that you can kind of move restfully, peacefully, and willfully into the things that you want to be doing in alignment with your heart. Also in February, I'm not sure what day, the Chinese New Year, the year of the rabbit is coming. So a lot of focus on family and things such as that. I usually don't do the Chinese New Year videos, but yes, that energy will kind of superimpose upon the number 7 year as well. So a lot of things dealing with sentiment, the heart, and siblings too. A lot of issues swept under the rugs about our siblings is going to be a point of focus this year as well. Also, number 5, there will be a boost in people questioning old religious paradigms. People, there was a time period, I remember about 15, 20 years ago, where people thought it was so strange when people ate vegan food. I remember my family used to laugh and people, why are you eating that weird stuff and veggie burgers and things like that? But now it's a big trend that's going on. So just as there's a trend going on in what people are putting in their mouths, there will be a trend of people questioning what they are putting in their faith, what they're putting their faith in. So it will start to become more of a trend where people are starting to question what has been written and edited in the Bibles, the Qurans, and the holy books and things such as that. Not questioning God, but questioning man that tampered the words of the Creator, if you get what I mean. So it'll be more investigation where people, you know how people are reading their ingredient labels when they go to the grocery store. People are going to be reading more between the lines, what they've been told and what they've been lied to about. And another connection coming with that on this list. So once again, people diving deeper. It will be a time of, I don't want to say mass enlightenment, because there will be a lot of people that will remain in cognitive dissonance, because 7 can also be delusion, but it will be also people that will be awakening to figure out what's real and what's false, because nowadays spiritual information and religious information is like two twins. Who is the evil twin? Who is the good twin? So people will be doing more research on who's lying and who's telling the truth and who's off. So people will be working on their inner discernment and what feels right in their spirit versus what their mama told them and what the pastor told them and what the grandma told them, etc., etc. So things will be examined a little deeper. Let's see, number 6, there will be more time in solitude or limited access of social interactions. This is not the most sociable year. Doesn't mean we're not going to be around others. It just means that the social activities that we do, the people that we be around, a lot of the situations will be based on learning, spirituality, and self-improvement. So you'll be like around a bunch of classmates and kindreds. Not saying you won't go out to eat and go to the club or go to the turkey leg hut and things like that, but your soul urge, a lot of you, especially if you're a soul urge 7 or you're in a personal year 7 or even a personal year 9, you're going to want to go within more and have more people around you that are talking about serious stuff rather than just a bunch of small talk to escape themselves and to escape their problems. Now, on the flip side, once again, there will be those people that want to be in delusion. Those will be the people you see out doing all the shallow things more than anything else, rather than examining the things that they need to improve and fix. Now, as far as nature goes, number 7, there will be a lot of massive floods. And that's what I picked up on energetically. That's not something I calculated with numerology. It'll be a lot of floodings and drownings based on floodings in Mother Nature, especially possibly in Nigeria, more in the central to western area this time in particular, unless some EFA work is done to thwart it. But lots and lots of flooding that's coming to the United States and West Africa in general, around the borders and the coast. I mean, like floods like you've never seen before. Like usually the water's high, but I mean unusually higher than it normally is. Lots of flooding. So be aware of that. If you see a big old puddle of water and it's raining, don't try to drive through it. Be careful of drowning this year in general and in particular. Let's see. Number 8. This is a year of reaping what we have sown. So if you have spent all of these past 7 years, because I'm sorry, 6 years, we're in the number 7 cycle this year. If you spent the last 6 years complaining, you will reap more to complain about, and you will attract that. If you have reaped positive energy, doing the best you can, not always doing right by everything and everyone, but doing the best you can with the best intentions, then you will reap that this year. So make sure that your mouth is saying good things so that you reap good things this year. I'm thinking about the 7 of Pentacles energy, where it talks in tarot, where it talks about investment and seeing the fruit of your labor, and not necessarily just sowing, but it's a year of reaping. It's a year to look back and examine, what have I done so far to get me where I am. So if you look and where you are at this time is not where you want to be, it's based on your past thoughts and actions. So it's time to shift that paradigm so that you are reaping better this year, so you can move through that cycle of sowing bad seed into good seed, depending on how you are thinking, feeling, and also your actions. Because of our intentions are not always enough. It's what the actions we put behind our intentions that also help us reap. Because some people may say, I'm a good person and I should be reaping better. Yeah, your thoughts and your feelings are good, but what did your actions do in alignment with your thoughts? It's the head, heart, and feet that must be in alignment. The thoughts, feelings, words, and deeds in alignment. So your deeds, what did you do about what you thought and felt? That is what you shall reap this year, or that is what we shall reap this year. Because I'm not preaching, I'm talking to myself too. Let's see. Number 9. A lot of people, and I think I talked about this last year possibly, a lot of people will be coming out the closet about things that they think and believe. A lot of people won't be holding their opinion to themselves based on their relationship choices, their gender preferences, their religious and theological preferences. A lot of more people will be coming out of the closet and being like, you know what? I have my doubts about the Adam and Eve theory, about the Adam's rib. People are going to start saying that a little more, and it can cause some controversy for them, but they're going to feel so convicted in what they say that they're going to stand their ground on what they feel about that, even if they have to stand alone or stand with few people. Kind of like that 7 of Wands sort of energy. And another thing to say about that is choose your battles. It's not always necessary to go fly a big old banner and flag about what you believe in or what you think. Your opinion is not always necessary on certain things. And trying to save everybody and get them to think what you think and believe what you believe is not always the case. Once again, remember, this year is about you and your own personal journey and experience. So you don't have to, put a big old banner on your front door talking about what you believe or think. And it'll keep you more at peace if you don't feel like you need to just be the big rebel in the room making a bunch of noise now that you have these new revelations about things that you are learning and mastering. It'll cause less problems. So choose your battles, my love. Number 10, where there is small talk and shallow exchange, there exists lies, deception, confusion, denial, cognitive dissonance, and wasteful escapism. Like I was saying, whenever you see a bunch of small talk this year, it's based on that particular energy. People trying to do everything they can to escape the analysis from underneath the rug. So that time alone for yourself, everybody else can be in that shallow mode. That's cool or whatever. But that time alone, with yourself, just even like I was telling Patreon, just even for an hour will do you a lot of good. Even if it's in your bath time or toilet time or while you're washing dishes, whatever it is, that self-analysis, quality time, like I was telling them, not just sitting up by yourself on the couch watching Netflix and escaping and eating cookies, but self-analysis, positive self-analysis and self-examination will do you a lot of good. This is not a year for a bunch of small talk and shallow exchange. Talk should have meaning. It should have purpose and things such as that this year. Now that number 3 energy, that's a year for play, and nothing wrong with that, enjoying yourself, laughing and stuff, but there has to be a healthy dose of self-analysis and diving a little deeper than what we normally do. Number 11, this is a good year to learn something new. I kind of already said this already, but it's on my notes. It's a good year to learn something new or to master what you are already studying, as I said earlier. Number 12, a lot of people might be moving, and the reason that they're moving is possibly to get away from toxic family or situations. I know that word toxic is overused in the trendy world and in the social media world, but a lot of people will be moving to get away from pesky family members and pesky situations, not necessarily to avoid the trouble or to sweep things under a rug, because in order to save their mental health, they have to get away. Or even if they don't move away, people might be going on vacations more or getting away more to get their peace of mind. So whatever you have to do in a healthy way by any means to get your peace, you might be finding yourself going on trips more, having staycations more, when people in your family or your loved ones are getting on your nerves, or maybe avoiding their text and calls and things such as that, or them popping up on you. You may not want all that this year, especially if you're in a 7 personal year. Number 13, identity crisis will be swept from under the rug this year, and people will be searching more for self. And that goes back to what I was saying about ancestral research, soul research, about your soul origins. Not just your ancestral origins, but what is your soul origin? Are you Pleiadian? Are you Syrian? Are you Arcturian? You may be wanting to look at the origin of your soul via Akashic records and things such as that. So, it's very interesting information to know. I always say it would be an insult to the Creator to think that the Creator only made us as human beings on Earth, because we're still developing our mental capacities. We only use a certain percent of our brain power. And it's time for us to have a system upgrade and elevation. So with that particular energy, people are going to be diving deeper to figure out, who am I? Who was I? Who am I going to be? And who you're going to be is based on you creating that being based on the knowledge you have of your past and your present. So a lot of recreation, not recreation, but creation of who you are, and people will be reinventing themselves. Once again, that goes with that mental system upgrade of our mental and spiritual faculties this year. We will be getting a boost from the helpers, if you will, helping advance humanity on Earth. Let's see, I lost my space. That's the reason for the pause. So number 14, there will be some religious confusion and uncertainty as people kind of figure out that they've been lied to about certain things socially and religiously and theologically. A lot of people say, well, hell, I don't know what to believe. Should I believe anything at all? Who's lying? Who's telling the truth? So there'll be a lot of confusion and uncertainty. But the antidote to that is having your own personal relationship with the Creator. And no one can tell you what that is. That's between you and what you feel is the Creator. If you don't believe in the Creator, well, you in science or you are source, whatever it is, your own inner peace. What brings you peace of mind? Having that personal relationship. Not a Santa Claus genie. Oh God, please manifest me a husband and $1 million. But I'm talking about that personal relationship, your comfort, your peace of mind. That's what you want to perfect and hone in on this particular year. And that will help dissipate that religious confusion and uncertainty, because God is not religion. Religion was made by man in order to better understand God. So just keep those particular things in mind, or the Creator, or Lodumare, however you call the source. Your own personal relationship will save you from that religious confusion. And it will be your salvation from an overload of information and an overload of misinformation. So keep that in mind. God does not just live in a book. Creator lives in you. And so tapping into that which is already in you, it's not something outside of you that you got to go pay somebody to get. I mean, nothing wrong with spiritual work. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is it's already in you. It's already activated. The electricity bill has already been paid, baby. You already got the electrical current if you're in this human body. So it's just a matter of tapping into what's already there and being a good steward of that divine ashe, that divine energy that lives in your belly and that lives in the center and the top of your head. Ashe. So, number 15, being a good steward of what you already have, and you will increase by next year. So, be a good steward. Let me reread that. Be a good steward of what you already have in order to increase by next year. Whatever it is you want more of, be a good steward of what you already have. Instead of complaining about, I don't have this, I don't have that, look around at what you already got and make that, do good with that, perfect it, master it, and then the increase comes in the following year, in the number 8 year, the year of prosperity and harvest. um let's see. So this year, with being a good steward of what you already have, invest and circulate conservatively. That does not mean be cheap. That does not mean live in scarcity. That means invest in the things that are worthwhile, that are going to pay off for you, that are going to benefit you. Just think about, is this gonna benefit me financially? Is this gonna benefit my peace of mind? Those are the things that are worth investing in. If it only brings you turmoil, if it brings you only temporary little 10 minutes of happiness or things like that, you have to keep drinking down the bottle of wine to feel good. You want to put your investment in things that are going to give you peace of mind and self-improvement, because those are going to pay off. That way you enjoy all the other material things that you get. It's nothing wrong with material things, but that peace of mind is should, I don't want to say should, will most likely be the core of what you are trying to do to enjoy what you want to manifest, is what I'm trying to say. I got distracted for a quick minute. Number 16, sneakiness, affairs in love with people, spouses in love with someone else, text messages, and infidelity. Now, of course, this goes on every year, but it's a year of where people kind of are thinking that the grass is greener elsewhere. Quite some people may be thinking that the grass is greener elsewhere, especially if you're in the number 5 personal year on top of the 7 personal year energy, or number 3 personal year on top of number 7 energy. It can kind of deal with love triangle energy, or kind of being interested, not necessarily cheating, but maybe your eye wandering a little bit. And even if it's not somebody else, maybe thinking, could I be doing better without this person? You may be wanting to re-examine what you already have in your relationships. But like I say, that goes on every year. But number 7 is truly a year where people can get confused about what they want in their romantic and sexual relationships. Number 17, beware of doubtful, pessimistic speech so that it does not manifest, which I kind of already covered about us reaping. This is a year of reaping. So watch the mouth. Watch what you, I just can't get this, and I don't know, and be careful of saying. Don't say that. Disallow any of that. Just put a hot pepper in your mouth or something if you have to. Just be careful. Even if you see that thought in your mind, hit that red X, that cancel, when you even want to think a negative thought about certain things that could cause you to manifest that in your reality. Number 18, this is the year, most likely, especially if you're in a number 9 year, a personal year, that is. This is the year where you might discover who's for you and who's against you. And this might be revealed through your dreams for some of you who are dreamers. Or you might discover something like, somebody may accidentally text you something that they were meant to text somebody else. Or you may find a note, or some kind of way. You might not even be looking for the information, but some way, a lot of you, your ancestors is going to help you discover who's for you and who's against you in some sort of way. It's going to be revealed in a way you might not even expect. That might be very shocking and disappointing to you. But if you want to know, you can find out this year if you want to know. This is a year of discovery. Number 19, a lot of people will be continuing to live their lie, but everybody, I always say this, everybody has a right to live their life. Let people live their life. Let people believe what they want to believe. That's not up to you. You just decide if you want to live in your truth. That's what matters. That's what's going to keep you from reincarnating back here doing the same thing. Not saying you won't reincarnate, but having to repeat the same old lessons over and over again like you flunked a grade. You don't want to keep doing that. So let people live their life. You live your truth. That's what matters. Number 20. You'll be presented with a lot of options, but all options aren't good options. Pray for discernment and direction, especially during retrograde energies. Number 21, don't trust everyone with your children. That's every year, but especially this particular year. Don't trust everyone with your children. And also be careful. Watch out for sibling abuse, if you know what I mean. Like siblings doing inappropriate little things and stuff. Be careful with that. So keep an eye on your children. Don't be in denial about your children, because this is a year of delusion. Be honest with yourself about your children. You know which one can be the rascal or the troublemaker. Watch your children and watch siblings interacting with each other. Watch the babysitters and the cousins and the things they do in the back when they're in the back playing. Keep your eye on children. And that was something that came to me intuitively rather than number 7 energy. Number 22. It'll be a lot of avoiding of responsibility and accountability as usual. As usual. Things such as tax evasion, and also someone not wanting to pay. Somebody works for something and they're owed money, but somebody does not want to pay them. You have to be careful and do your spiritual and ancestral work so that the thief does not get away with something that's supposed to be yours, whether it's some sort of court litigation or something, certain things such as that. Somebody not wanting to pay. I also picked up on intuitively, like far as mass level on the news, some big screw up, some big social screw up to where the leaders, they don't want to pay, they don't want to compensate for something that happens of some sort that could possibly be happening this year. I don't want to say the middle of the year, but I feel like it's going to be some sort of big screw up that comes up on the news in some sort of way, and they don't want to pay for it, or they don't want to take accountability, and they're going to put the blame on the other person, whether it's a politician or a leader. This will be a lack of some sort of accountability that so that they don't have to pay somebody some money or compensation for a big screw up. Number 23, family controversy. And a lot of the family controversy will come from you standing your ground based on religious differences and your relationship choices this particular year. And you will face opposition and judgment to a certain degree, and you might feel like it's all of them against you, but you will be standing your ground. Number 24, and I just kind of say that leaders and politicians avoiding admitting the truth about a major screw up and blaming one another, which I just said. Avoiding responsibility, evasion of some sort. Number 25, this is a year of having to stand on your own 2 feet, or if you have older children, this is a year where you're going to kind of have to let them fly the nest and stand on their own 2 feet. It's time to take the tit out of someone's mouth if you've been enabling someone, whether it's a lover, a friend, a family member, or you may find that if you're the one that is on the receiving end, that you may be pushed, or you may be feeling an urge to stand alone. Not stand alone like loneliness, but like stand on your own, like to where you may be feeling like you need some more independence and you need to rely on yourself a little more to a certain degree. But it's okay to ask for help. It's all about balance. I'm talking about being over and able to the point of people being crippled. Adult people being crippled. Once again, I repeat, number 26, this is a year of theological enlightenment. People kind of studying more about the history of religions and things. Number 27, you will win when you help one another. So it's okay to merge with like-minded people. Just avoid those type of people where it's like they throw stuff in your face after they've helped you and things like that. So make sure you're hooking up with the right people and get the help that you need. Number 28, some people might have to humble themselves and move back home or roommate to save money and wait before making some sort of business move or some sort of don't get in over your head with bills. Like, live within your means or live below your means this year, even if that means having to scale down and move back in to save some money, because once again, whatever you do to invest in yourself is going to pay off more than anything else. You don't want to waste all your investment money and being in over your head with bills. So if you have to get a roommate or Airbnb one of your rooms in your house, then do what you have to do this year in general. But humble yourself a little bit if you need that particular type of help. I just talked about standing on your own 2 feet, but sometimes you have to humble yourself. You have to stoop before you conquer. So having to humble yourself a little bit to save money and do those type of things might be necessary at that particular time period in this season. Number 29, for those it applies to, not for everyone. Number 29, don't be stubborn, which kind of goes back to what I was saying. 28, ask for help and comply when necessary to avoid loss of support for now. So what I was telling you about, oh, I'm a Muslim now, or I practice Ifa, or I don't believe in the Christian book anymore. You don't have to say all that. That's not necessary, because sometimes those people who are intellectual with you, kindreds, they may not be the ones that'll help you when you up down on your luck. It might be those same old people that's trapped in certain lies and paradigms that are the ones to help you. So don't alienate yourself unnecessarily unless you absolutely have to. If they are infringing upon your self-respect or your way of life or your freedom or things like that, that's when you take a stand. But it's not, once again, it's not necessary to parade around what you believe to everybody. It's not necessary to cause that type of extra controversy for yourself, especially if you are a younger adult. Number 30, it's a year of waiting on investments to bloom that you've already put investments in. Once again, it's a year of reaping. Number 31, rest, but don't get lazy and slothful. I think I already kind of said that earlier. Get your rest, take your nap, but don't let it be to the point to where you're not getting a balanced bit of activity such as exercise and human social interactions and things such as that. Meaningful social interactions. Remember, not the shallow ones. Number 32. Just like I was saying, that people who are for you and who are against you will be discovered. There will be some caught in dishonest acts such as theft or infidelity, whether that's on camera or through some sort of clumsy way of them being exposed. But this is a year of exposure, especially when Neptune goes in retrograde. 2023, I have to check and see when that is. Number 33, making a choice to stay or go. People will be making a choice to stay or go, leaving a religion, leaving a job, leaving a marriage, leaving a city, leaving a home. Whatever it is, people are going to be making that choice to stay or go this year. Number 34, privacy, solitude, and peace will be part of the theme. That's the soul urge for those who are soul urge 7s and then personal year 7s. Number 35, it's not a good year for gambling unless you get like a reading or someone does a dafa or something for you to say if it's going to be good. Always check to avoid wasted investments. This is not the year for risky gambling and things like that, risky investments. It's not the year for that. Number 36, especially if I just want to see. If you're already skeptical, it's probably not worth the investment. Number 36, family wars based on religion and relationship choices. I already talked about that. Number 37, for some of you, stop fearing being single or friendless. Enjoy your company and that small little bits of quality time with yourself, and you have improved interactions with others. When you do manifest company, when you do manifest the mate, the friendships, the relationships will be more quality based rather than temporary and shallow based. Number 38, and finally, this is my last one, is this will be the year of mental pregnancy, and that's what came to me intuitively. It will be the birth of an idea. A lot of you are going to be conceiving, not necessarily you want to manifest money, but it's going to come in the form of an idea. You're going to get pregnant and conceive an idea that is going to bloom and be given birth to within the next 3 years. Some of you, it's going to bloom during the number 8 year in 2024. For some of you, it depends on your personal year as well, but you're going to have an idea that's going to be very well and that's going to be worth investing in, that's going to take off and grow and grow and grow exponentially, but it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen immediately. You're going to have to be patient with it. So this is the year of the birth of an idea. You're going to come up with an idea on how to increase, I feel like it's financial based, increase your income and your funds in some sort of way, but it's not going to pay off immediately, but it will be worth it. And it will be enjoyable once it does pay off. So that's the final word that I have for you all. Happy New Year. See, I put it in quotes. That once again, the true New Year is March 21st at the spring equinox, but it is now 2023 on our calendar. So we do respect that particular energy. Keep in mind that you might be in a personal year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which will kind of that energy might kind of supersede the universal year energy. So you'd have to have somebody personally analyze the energy for you, how it will be in conjunction with this year. Also, too, not to bring this up, but whatever your Chinese astrology sign is also might influence the energy for you. Say, for instance, it's the year the rabbit is coming. So if you're a rooster or someone like that, you may want to look into that, how that will affect you. Because it's just more than one bit of layer of information. It's a bunch of things that can affect the factors of your year, including your personal month and all that good stuff. So in general, that's all I have for you for now. Happy 2023. Make the best of it. And remember, dive deep. Anything that's too shallow is not going to pay off for you. The best investments are when you dig and dive deeper. All right. Peace and bliss.